I mean, I'm gonna be in the ring different. Like I say to him in Spanish, he needs 20 like him to give me a little problems.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo. Excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch.
Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people.
Canelo Alvarez issued a strong warning to Terence Crawford, confidently stating he could defeat him. During a live press conference, Canelo emphasized his superior skill and experience, adding that the weight class difference gave him a clear advantage. He dismissed Crawford, who comes from 3 weight classes below, as not a significant threat. Canelo believed his size, strength, and ring knowledge would be key to victory, and saw the fight as an opportunity to demonstrate his elite boxing abilities.
Bud Crawford, just won his debut at 154. Said if the money's right, we'll fight. Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying the weight, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
You know, everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And you know, like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2, 3 weights class less than me. But if the money is right, why not? Right? Why not? But look, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga. I know I have a challenge in front. I never overlook any fighter. So I'm focused 100% in this, and then we'll see.
Canelo Alvarez remains the undisputed king of the super middleweight division. Throughout his career, he's displayed incredible power, precision, and defensive skills, often dictating the pace and structure of his fights. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, has dominated multiple weight classes through his versatility, speed, and adaptability. His ability to switch between orthodox and southpaw stances, combined with a high boxing IQ, allows him to exploit his opponent's weaknesses. The matchup between Canelo's...
It's Jonathan Aguilar here for Pro Boxing Fans, joined by, does he need any introduction, Hall of Fame legend Roy Jones Jr. here in the UK. There's a few questions about the US guys. Obviously, Tank and Lamont Roach, we saw the first fight. Lamont Roach shot the world. What do you think happens in a rematch if they fight?
I think he shocks the world again, but the only thing different this time is Tank will come with a different attitude, different personality, different motivation, and I think Roach will do good again, but I think Tank will be more dominant this time.
And obviously we know if Canelo wins against William Skull, he will fight Terence Crawford in September. Who would you favour in that fight?
You know, it's a hard one to call, and I'm going to tell you why it's a hard one to call. It's a hard one to call because it'll all be predicated upon how Canelo approaches the fight. Canelo approaches the fight like he's the man, he can box and outbox Terence Crawford, he'll get beat. If he comes out and shows that he really wants to go out and prove whether he's still the best, he might win. So it all depends on which Canelo comes to the dance.
Trainer Joel Diaz has highlighted the critical challenge smaller fighters face when moving up in weight, especially against naturally bigger opponents. He noted that one punch can completely shift the momentum of a fight, particularly when facing someone used to a higher weight class. Regarding the upcoming bout between Crawford and Alvarez, Diaz acknowledged Crawford's remarkable skills, but warned that jumping multiple weight classes presents serious risks. As a natural super middleweight, Canelo not only brings size and strength, but also experience against bigger fighters, something Diaz believes could pose a real challenge for Crawford. While Crawford
When Terence Crawford said that he moved up and won, and Canelo moved up and lost.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won.
I don't think that was a strong point because Canelo Alvarez actually moved up and won. I mean, he moved up a lot of weight classes, but if you want to talk about light heavyweight, he moved up and he beat Kobe. Then he moved up again and he lost to Bill. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, he moves up to 154. He won 115, 113, but it was against an 11-0 Madrimov who didn't really have much of a resume, right? But there's a difference, to be real. I mean, Bivol is a Hall of Fame. Okay, this guy, all-time light heavyweight. It's a bit different. Canelo did knock out Kovalev when he did move up. Okay, and Kovalev is a bigger challenge at light heavyweight than Madrimov at 154 for Terence Crawford. Let's just keep it.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws. And follow for more.
Canelo Alvarez's rise to boxing superstardom has been defined by his willingness to face tough opponents across various weight classes. His victories over larger fighters have solidified his image as a smart, determined, and strategic boxer. Beyond the ring, Canelo holds a deep cultural significance for Mexican fans, much like Floyd Mayweather Jr. did among black audiences in the U.S. His journey from humble beginnings deeply resonates with his supporters, representing persistence, pride, and the pursuit of national dreams.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So,
former welterweight champion Shawn Porter, who once fought Terence Crawford, expressed concern over whether Crawford can handle Canelo Alvarez's power. While Porter respects Crawford's toughness, he questions whether Crawford can withstand the physical intensity of a naturally bigger and stronger fighter like Canelo. Porter emphasized that taking punches from a larger opponent is a unique challenge, and that the weight difference could play a decisive role. He advised that Crawford's strategy should rely on movement and avoiding direct exchanges. Although Crawford has proven durable at welterweight, stepping up to super middleweight brings new, more demanding challenges. Porter's insights highlight the tactical complexity and preparation needed to face someone of Canelo's caliber.
Good friend, my brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring, I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't count him out. You know what I'm saying?
Is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. but Crawford's brilliant. Like he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has described the upcoming fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford as a freak fight due to the massive weight gap between the two. Crawford, who has competed at welterweight and light middleweight, will be moving up to super middleweight to challenge Canelo, the natural champion in that division. Hearn pointed out that on fight night, Canelo could weigh between 185 to 190 pounds, while Crawford may come in around 168 to 170 pounds, highlighting a considerable size and power difference. Despite Crawford's remarkable skills and the historic achievement of being undisputed in 2 weight classes, Hearn questioned whether Crawford could overcome this physical mismatch. He added that even a strong performance from Crawford might not be enough if the size gap proves too much, and that a win for Canelo could be overshadowed by the mismatch in natural weight classes.
What's your message to fighters who will fight you in the future? Obviously not Crawford, but with that kind of mindset, they just want to last the distance.
That's a mediocre mind. That's a mediocre mind because they come just to survive, to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put great show. You know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics?
I hope not. I hope not because the people deserve a good fight.
What do you make of the Crawford fight next?
Huh?
How excited are you for the Crawford fight?
I'm excited. I'm gonna enjoy this win and then we think. Yeah, do it.
What did you think of Ryan Garcia's performance yesterday?
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence Bud Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. He's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just like to, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'd be the biggest fight, which, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him test himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room.
Veteran boxing analyst Dan Rafael provided an in-depth analysis of the highly anticipated fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Scheduled for September 12, 2025, in Las Vegas, Rafael described the match as a pivotal moment in boxing. History two pound-for-pound greats colliding. He called Crawford's decision to move up to super middleweight bold and indicative of his ambition and confidence. While Crawford's technical skill, adaptability, and ring IQ are well known, Rafael cautioned that his past experiences don't fully prepare him for the physical.
Canelo fight, realistically left your mind once he said he's not interested, or you still pursuing it?
Not at all. I think business talks. With the right business come across the table, it happens. I just be talking, man. Canelo a big dude, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I believe in my abilities. He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Like he's 5'8", I'm 5'8", you know what I mean? My arm's longer than his, So that fight would be good.